Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast. I'm Rose, and I'm a content creator going by the handle Cheap Lazy Vegan, and I also own a vegan cafe by the same name as the podcast, which is SaVeg Cafe.
And I'm Daniel, also a vegan, and one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends currently living in different countries, and we'll be giving our savage take on all things life, veganism, and the latest trending topics.
So basically, whatever comes to our minds, because we love to talk.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast. We are now live.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SaVeg podcast. It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Well, it's been a minute for us.
Yeah.
Because we didn't record last week. Did we not record last week?
No, we didn't.
Well, Daniel, we be slacking in our job.
I know. This is our, we need to take this shit seriously and get on the recordation train.
But we have been posting. Have we been keeping up with the New Year's resolution?
We have, yeah. So as many of you know, if you watched the New Year's episode, our resolution for this year, because we started originally in December and we were posting like one episode every 2 weeks, but we were like, you know what? We can do better. We can crush this. So we're like, let's start doing it once a week. And so far we've stuck to that posting schedule. So, and let's just keep it up.
Yeah. And I think, we're actually ahead of time in terms of our actual recordings. Because we record in advance. Like today we're going to record 2. One for the Patreons and one for this.
Exactly. So we're just getting on it. And again, it brings us back to our New Year's resolutions. And when we're talking about motivation and staying on top of things, it's like, planning in advance, doing things ahead of time. Like if, one of us is going on a trip or something, we're going to get some I keep calling it recordation.
Recordation. Is that a made up word?
I think it is. It's a made up word in my accent.
I used to do this kind of shit all the time. Recordation. Oh my God. Seriously, you guys, if you listen to our actual day-to-day conversation, we have issues.
Yeah, like legit.
But it's so funny. Or maybe we're the only ones that find it funny, but it's funny. We basically talk in this accent all day long. We send each other voice clips like this. Yeah. And Daniel sent me one like this today, and I'll be bursting out laughing on the train by myself.
Because I think also, so the fun of the accents is sometimes you'll discover a word that just sounds so funny in the accent. And for me, the particular word I discovered was laugh.
Laugh.
So I kept every
you
second
say that
word
all the time.
I know every second word I was saying was like laugh. I was laughing so much.
And our accent, we probably do such a bad job in the Southern accent because we exaggerate it so much, but it's so funny. And we do this thing. I feel like I started this where I started putting S's at the, I'm sure you guys have noticed already. We put S's at we make everything plural. So I call Daniel Daniels.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
And I call Rose
Why did
Roses.
I start that?
And yous and me's.
Yeah, me's.
Oh gosh.
Are we the only ones that find this funny? Okay, anyways.
Yeah. So
it's funny to me.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, it's funny to us, both of us. It's our little inside thing. And you know what? We hope you laugh along with us because that's,
Can I just say too, Daniel sent me a minute and a half long voice clip today, and I was listening to it on the train, and the entire voice clip, he was talking in that accent. He was like, what should we talk about today in the podcast?
The funny thing is, too,
my God.
As I was recording it, I was also laughing at myself. I couldn't do the full thing without laughing. So I was halfway through laughing, and then I was like, oh gosh, Rose is going to think I'm crazy.
I was trying to suppress my laughter on the train, and I was literally, I probably was making the ugliest face because when you're about to laugh and you're trying to stop yourself,
hold it in, yeah. You're holding it in,
and then your face scrunches up into something it should never.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was me today.
It should never.
Anyways. Yeah. So, speaking of New Year's resolutions, how's your individual journey going, Daniel?
Well, my individual journey.
of like, I don't know. I'm sure you had your fitness resolution thing,
The fitness is going well. So that one is going very well. So I've, stepped it up at the gym. I'm minimum going 4 times. Sometimes I'm going 5 times. So I'm very happy about that. Another resolution that I had was to do a dry month. It was supposed to be maybe dry January or dry February. That hasn't happened.
Oh, was that? Did we agree to that?
I don't think
because I remember we talked about it because I told you I was going to do dry January, which we'll talk about in a second. But
yeah,
I was like, oh, you should do dry January, and then you said you were going to do dry February.
I did say that,
and you drank last night.
It's so difficult. I feel like I'm kind of on holidays here. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I understand because you're in Spain, and I feel like you know what? I'll give you a pass on this because you're in Spain and you're only there for a few months.
Exactly.
And you might as well have a good time.
Well, and the thing is, too, is like last night, or not last night, it was like more during the day. I might as well just give the update as to what I was doing yesterday now because it's kind of gotten into it. But like
life update time.
Yeah, life update. So during the day, there's like a thing called Ruta de la Tapas or something in a city nearby where I am. And basically what it is it's all these restaurants that participate and you go from restaurant to restaurant and all of the tapas. So for €2 or €2.50, I think it was, you get like a little tapa and a drink. So
so you get €2, you get a tapa and a drink?
Yep.
Oh my God.
So it was really fun. And I went with my friend and all the teachers from her school because this is the city that she actually teaches in. So I got to meet all of her teachers and like we just had such a good night. Day. It was started at like 3, I think, or 2. And then we just continued on,
Yeah, and we were supposed to record yesterday, and I told Daniel in advance because I know Daniel better than he knows himself. So I told him because he said, "Oh, I'm going to this like tapas event in the day, so I can probably come back at a certain time and record." And I was just like, Daniel, you're probably if you're gonna be day drinking, you're probably gonna want to keep drinking because I know you. So why don't we just schedule a recording for another day? And here we are. And I was right.
Yes, you were, Rose. As always, do not doubt. Rose is always right. Okay, never question. Okay, otherwise she will come for you. Oh gosh. But yeah, so hang on, we're like totally off track today, aren't we? So yeah.
No, this is great. Keep going.
Yeah.
We need to update each other. We literally just started our call and then we just started recording. So
that's true.
We haven't updated each other.
Okay,
so you guys get that insight into our day-to-day conversation.
So there was the root of the tapas. What else has happened this week? I think that's pretty much. Oh, I did like a quick trip to London on the last weekend.
Oh my God, you actually went.
I did, yeah.
I didn't know it was this weekend.
So basically last weekend, and that's part of the other reason why I feel like we didn't really record last weekend as well. There was a bunch of stuff going on. We were both really busy.
Yeah.
But basically I went back to London because the frustration of my phone being lost continues because basically...
Not lost, stolen.
Stolen, sorry. So you know how your phone has like a memory card chip? So I'm with O2. And so like literally the last couple of weeks I've been calling O2 because all of my like security features, so like for my bank, for example, for my Monzo card, all of it sends a text to my UK number. You know how sometimes it will be like,
you mean your SIM card?
Yeah, my SIM card basically.
Okay.
So it would be like, for example, when you get that pop-up where it's like, type in your 6-digit verification code that was texted to you, and I don't have the number anymore. So I was like frantically talking to O2 to try to get them to send me the SIM card, and they wouldn't send it to me in Spain. They wouldn't like let a friend collect it to me from the store. They were like, basically the only way for me to get this SIM card is for me to physically go into a store and pick one up. And I was like, this is outrageous. Like I can verify my identity online. I can log into the portal. I can verify it on the phone to you with the secret questions. Like what the hell is the problem?
Yeah.
And then to make matters worse, I said, well, okay, can I just cancel my current phone plan? Because I still have, I think, 3 or 4 months left with them. And then they were like, actually, there's going to be a cancellation fee of like £60. And I was like, well, hang on a second. You won't send me a new SIM card, and yet you're going to charge me a cancellation fee to leave. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I have to pay to leave you guys, even though I can't even use the service. Anyway, long story short, decided to book because there was a cheap flight to London. It was like €45 or something. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go. It's a whirlwind trip. I was there for like a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was crazy. I should have stayed a bit longer, but I couldn't really get the time off school, and it was kind of a disaster.
Yeah.
So I went really, really fast, got the new SIM card, went into the store and put it into my new phone. And it says it can take up to 24 hours to activate.
Oh, God.
Well, get this.
And then?
And then
it didn't activate.
It didn't activate before I got to Spain.
Shut the front door.
No, so I'm going to have another discussion with O2 this week.
Shut up. So wait, it's not working now?
No, it's still not working. So I have the O2 SIM card, but it didn't get activated in the time that I was in the UK.
Why is it taking, I'm sorry, it is 2020. Why is it taking a day to activate a SIM card?
Exactly. And the crazy thing is, Rose, I went into the O2 store at 10 o'clock in the morning, okay, on Sunday. I left the UK at 6 o'clock the following day. So it was like 4 hours short of being 24 hours.
Okay, yeah.
See, so it was 4 hours short. I was like, really? Like, literally, it takes 20 hours to activate a SIM card, and it's still not activated. Like, I'm seriously fuming.
Wait, is it not activated? Oh God, is it not activated because you're in Spain now, or is it just? Is there an error in the system?
No, I think it's because I'm in Spain now. They can't activate it.
What? I honestly don't understand how it's not activating right away and why it takes 24 hours. I've never heard of this before.
So basically,
anyways, that's stressful.
I know, it's so annoying. So yeah, that was been my last little kind of thing.
Oh my God. What if you go, what if you call them and they're like, you have to come back to the UK?
I'm going to be like, this is ridiculous. You know what I would do is I would post my phone to like somebody that's in the UK and then them turn it on till it activates and then have them send it back to me. That would be the easiest thing.
Oh my God. That sounds like just a lot of, yeah.
It's just stupid. It's so annoying. One other thing that's happened, which is quite funny actually. So in one of my schools, I love both my schools, they're quite funny, but in one of them, there's like this older teacher that like, basically when I first started, I think I said this in one of the other podcasts, all the teachers are like, oh, there's this new really good looking language assistant, which is basically me. So now they were telling me at the end of the month, they celebrate Carnival here in Murcia. And they're so excited because they have all gotten together and decided on a costume that for me. And basically one of the teachers came up to me and were like, you're going to be dressed as a pilot for Carnival. And all of the teachers are like going crazy for it. They like can't wait to see me in this pilot costume. It is the funniest shit ever. Honestly.
That's at the end of this month?
Yeah, it's at the end of the month. So that should be...
like, are you going to be like a Johnny Depp kind of?
I think so. I'm going to have my...
No, wait, that's not a pilot.
Not
is that
Johnny
a pilot?
Depp.
Why am I?
No, Tom Cruise. You're thinking Tom Cruise, Top Gun, right?
What am I? Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking. I was thinking pirate. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot.
Pirate. Oh my God,
Immediately
Rose.
I thought pirate. I don't know why immediately I thought pirate. Guys, English is my second language.
Oh, God.
I was like, Johnny Depp. Yeah, totally could see it.
Oh, God,
and then I was like, no,
Rose.
that doesn't sound right. I just kept thinking pilot. Nope, that's not right. That's not right.
The whole time I thought you were trying to say like Tom Cruise from Top Gun. You know, like, have you seen Top Gun?
I've never seen Top Gun, so I don't know.
You need to watch
the whole
it.
time I was thinking pirate, so clearly my English is not as good as I think it is.
I have to say, Rose, I think that's the most like ESL thing that you've ever said to me in your entire life.
That was the most fobby thing. I know. That was the most fobby thing I've ever said.
Like I've never, because like to me,
pilot. Because to be fair, if you say it in Korean, it sounds the same. Okay.
Yeah.
The two words.
We're giving you the benefit of the doubt today, Rose.
I mean, no, it was just a little brain malfunction.
Yeah. I mean, I have those all the time. So, and English is my first language. So.
Oh gosh.
All right. So what's going on with you, Rose? What's been the update in the last, 2 weeks?
Lord. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, we did meet last week. I forgot. We met last week just to like
catch up,
have a meeting. Yeah. What has been happening? Oh my gosh, I seriously sound so annoying. But yeah, this week was crazy because I had like a campaign, like a thing that launched. So I was working on that all week, and I think I literally almost burnt out, or maybe I am in the brink of burning out because this, like, for the last few weeks, it's just been constant nonstop working.
Yeah.
And I've definitely pushed my body to, like, I remember on Wednesday, because like Monday, Tuesday, I was working like from the problem is like I work from the moment I get up to like pretty much the moment I go to bed.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a disaster.
You have to be careful, Rose, because honestly, you have to give yourself time to rest. Like, otherwise you will burn out and then you're going to have to take like a week or two off. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what's going to happen.
Why am I doing this? Okay, anyways. So then, but then in my mind, I was like, well, this is like because of this campaign, it's going to be over this week, so it'll be fine. And then, on Wednesday, I worked. This was my schedule Wednesday, so I got up I think around 5 or 6, between 5 or 6, And then I worked like on my computer, like doing whatever, cheap, lazy vegan stuff until 12. And then I go to the cafe. I work at the cafe from 12 to 6. And then it was kind of busy. So at the end I got off later than I usually do. So maybe I got off at around 7. And then my plan was to like go to the gym and then do some more work. But I got home and I was like, I am going to die. So I took that evening off. So that was nice.
Yeah. Well, no, you have to do that though, honestly, because otherwise you're gonna burn out. We talk about, like, in previous podcasts, we talk about like balance and everything else, and it's important to take those moments.
I know. I realized that day I was like, oh my God, I like talk about balance, but then actually I have no balance because that day, even the fact that because I was feeling guilty about taking that evening off, and then I realized afterwards I already worked over 12 hours that day.
Yeah,
what the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah, but I guess it's hard, like, because you are a workaholic, and also it's like your own business. Do you know what I mean?
Because it's my own business.
You reap all of the benefits. So at the same time, so you push yourself harder because, like, do you know what I mean? You want to make something with your business,
yeah,
right?
I guess so. Yeah.
I don't.
And then the thing is, and I think the reason why I can work the 12 hours ish, because I do that often. Yeah. But I think the reason why I don't feel like it's like necessarily 12 hours is because, like, when I'm working at the cafe and then I do like cheap, lazy vegan, these are like two separate, two
different things.
Types of work. Yeah. So I'm like stimulating different things. So I think that's what helps. But again, it's probably not good.
Yeah. Like one of them is, sorry, I'm just checking my camera really quick. One of them is like, it's like when I used to, I don't know if I could do it now, but like when I was first living in London, I did work 2 jobs. I worked like a corporate job and then I worked part-time at a pub. And like, even if I had like a Friday when I would like work from 9 or 8:30 till like 5:30 at the regular job and then work 6 till like 12 at the pub, it was a full long day. But because it was 2 different types, like, I was tired when I got home, but it was 2 very different types of work. So it was like, I see what you mean, but it's still tiring.
So you're stimulating like at first your brain, and then later it's more like a physical job. So like it is a bit different. Like, of course, again, it's probably not recommended, but yeah, so I took that evening off, and then now I'm a little bit, well, actually, like, I shouldn't say anything like that, but it's hard to find the balance, but I'm going on a trip soon.
Yeah.
I don't think I can say where yet or anything, but it's in a week.
It's all hush hush at the moment. It's within a week.
I don't even know. It's in like, I'm basically leaving a week and 2 days.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Oh my God, I can't believe it's happening.
Are you going to bring your mic with you or no?
I'll bring it because it's like easy to pack just in case. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, just because I was thinking,
and then we can potentially record.
Exactly. So we could do one episode while you're wherever you are,
Yes.
Yeah.
And that should be exciting. It's for work essentially, but I'm taking a few extra days there to like just, be a tourist and probably do more work.
Yeah. It's going to be so fun though. Like, oh. Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Oh God. And I haven't gone anywhere for a while.
That's true actually. You haven't, when's the last time you went traveling?
The last time was Hawaii, which was back in August.
And that is a long time for you, Rose.
I know. It's a long time. But at the same time, it was kind of nice.
Yeah. Because normally you have trips every like 2 months or like 3 months.
I know.
It's like,
and I think I got kind of tired. So I think that's probably why I didn't like book anything. Because I was like, okay, I need to like chill for a bit.
Yeah, you needed like a little bit of a break just to kind of like even a break from traveling. I know it sounds ridiculous, but you're right. Like if you're traveling like every couple months, it's like you have to pack, you're doing that, and then you get back, and then you just get settled back into life, and then it's like boom, another trip, boom, another trip. So
exactly,
I could see that. One other thing that happened, which was absolutely insane, which I have to say really, really quickly.
Oh God, what happened?
Before we get into everything, basically. The day that I was leaving to go to London, so it was right after I think we caught up, maybe. I can't remember exactly when it happened, but it was on Saturday it happened. And I was in the living room where I am now watching Netflix or whatever, and all of a sudden the doorbell goes like frantically crazy. And I was like, what is going on? Open the door, and it's the lady that lives downstairs. She was freaking out. She was like, oh my God, like water's coming into my flat, blah, blah, all in Spanish. And I could barely understand half the stuff she was saying. She was like so passionate. So I opened the kitchen door and the entire kitchen is flooded. And
oh, wait, your kitchen?
My kitchen.
Or her kitchen?
So I opened my door and my kitchen's flooded. God. And the whole like laundry room was flooded. And I guess it was trickling over something and into her apartment or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I quickly got towels and like put the towels down where I could see the water was leaking into her flat. And then I was, I always thought when she said that, I was thinking about you and Chrissy when the water was leaking into your guys' flat. But anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I got a mop and I was like quickly like trying to clean and stuff like that. So I got the situation under control. It was fine, right? It was annoying.
Wait, where was the water coming from again?
So I guess the washing machine had been broken and I had put a load of laundry in. It wasn't even my laundry. This is the thing that pisses me off. It's like somebody had left some stuff in the washer, so I just turned it on.
Okay.
And it broke the machine apparently. So I cleaned everything up. And as I'm cleaning, I'm probably 40 minutes into like mopping this floor and there's still quite a bit of water, but I'm getting through it, you know? And the doorbell goes again. The lady's back. So she comes in the kitchen and just starts yelling at me, like so rude. And I was just
yelling.
Like really like passionately yelling. She's like, clean this up. I said, and I was in my broken Spanish. I was like, you can see that I'm cleaning. Like I'm trying to get this done. And then she was complaining about how the water had leaked into her house. And she's like, mi comida. And I said, well, if you want food, like I can give you food. Like that's not a problem. Like, do you want...
What's mi comida?
It's like my food. Something about comida is food.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, in Spanish.
Okay.
And
I love how you're like, I'll give you food.
I know, but I was like, I don't know what she was meaning. She was like, the water, I guess, had leaked into the kitchen where she was cooking.
Right.
And then I was like, well, if you want, like, you can, I have some bananas here, some gazpacho, like whatever you want, like you can have it. And she was like, no. And then I was like, do you want me to like help you clean your house once I'm done cleaning this up, like mopping and stuff, like being a nice gesture. And she was just like still yelling at me. And I was like, what is wrong with this? So finally she left and I called my landlord and I told my landlord what was going on and he wasn't very helpful.
Yeah.
And I was just like, look, this is the situation. This lady from downstairs, like I was trying to be like cordial with her and stuff, but she was like super aggressive and like yelling. And like, this is all like hours before I'm supposed to catch a bus to go catch my flight to London. Like it was so stressful.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that happened. So that was fun.
Oh God. How old is this lady? Like, is she a bit older?
Yeah, she's quite old. So I kind of have to like, she's like
a grumpy old lady, you know?
Exactly. I leave it. Like, it is what it is. Like, I just think my biggest thing, and everyone thinks differently, but it's like, yeah, okay, you're going to get worked up initially when that happens. But like you
got to chill, dude.
Exactly. That doesn't help the situation. Like you have to be proactive and like, don't cry over spilled milk, get a freaking mop and clean it up. Do you know what I mean? Like,
like what is she doing yelling?
I know, it was so stupid.
And it wasn't your fault.
Exactly. It's not like I did it on purpose. But anyway, so she's old. You have to kind of give her respect. She's like an old lady and, whatever. It is what it is. But it was so annoying.
Did I tell the story, Daniel, did I ever tell the story of the flooding of Chrissy in my flat? On the podcast?
I think because our SaVeg reality of life in London. Did you talk about it there?
Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah, we did.
I can't remember.
But anyway, something similar happened when I lived in London in the shitty little flat. So I get very triggered by water issues.
Water issues that has to do with flooding.
We always have water issues. Same thing with my dishwasher at the cafe. That shit flooded and
Rose, it follows you around. This you get triggered.
I know. I'm scarred.
It's like the thing. What was that other thing that triggers you? The potatoes with the weird like spikes.
That's called trypophobia. For those of you that don't know, it's fear of holes. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but apparently a lot of people have it. So I'm not the only one.
Do you remember when
But I am like severe when it comes to trypophobia.
I just remembered like Chrissy had like a bag of potatoes in the cupboard or something. And I remember you went to go get them and they were so full of those spikes and you like freaked out. You were like, ah! And I was like, Rose, just throw them
potatoes. You know what? But then you could still eat them. Like if you peel it, it's fine. So I don't want to waste it. But the thing is, when potatoes, you leave them out and they like start like growing roots. See, I can't even talk about it right now. I'm like getting goosebumps just thinking about it. And then I didn't know I had this. So then I posted about it, I think on like YouTube. I was talking about it. I was like, I don't know why this freaks me out. And then someone's like, Google trypophobia. I think you have it. No, someone was like, I think you have trypophobia. And they're like, don't Google it. And then of course I Googled it. And then I was extremely triggered. Huh?
Oh God.
Have you Googled trypophobia?
I think you Googled it. Well, you showed me. I'm pretty sure you showed me. So
did it not trigger anything in you? Maybe you don't have trypophobia.
No, I definitely don't.
Oh my God, I have severe. Oh my God. The other day, have you ever tried on Instagram? You know how there's like filters? Mm-hmm. Daniel, are you going to respond to me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Daniel's like drinking water and then he like stopped responding. So I was like, are you going to react to what I'm saying? Anyways. So, yeah. So on Instagram stories, you know how they have like filters. So sometimes I use the freckle filter. Have you used the freckle filter?
No, actually, I think I have. No, I haven't used it.
But you've seen it. It's like cute. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was using it, but so when I'm recording an Instagram story, sometimes I make it like hands off mode so that I can just like talk and like not worry about, you know, making sure I'm like pressing the record button.
Yeah.
But then when I have hands off mode and I talk for a while, my screen blacks out. So I have to tap the screen. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was using the freckle filter. I was like recording myself and then I tapped the screen when it started like, you know, blacking out. And then this like changed you know how sometimes you tap the filter and then it like changes into different filters?
Yeah.
And then started changing the freckles on my face. So it was like, there was one where it was like literally all over my face. It was like dots and it reminded me of holes. And then I like freaked out. I was like, because I was not expecting it. And I was like, what is that?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I'll send it to you. I think I have it somewhere like saved because I like freaked out.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was very triggering for my trypophobia.
You'll have to send it to me for sure.
Oh my God, seriously. Anyways, that's my update.
Okay.
Going on a trip soon.
Very nice. Very
nice.
nice.
Maybe next episode we record, it'll be while I'm on my trip.
In a special location.
In a special location.
So, I mean, whoa, we've been, oh gosh, we really needed to catch up. There's so much stuff going on.
I know. But you know, I feel like this is fun. Oh my God, it's been like half an hour. What the actual fuck?
I know, exactly.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. So
we'll try to still keep this under an hour. We'll see. Well, we never keep it under an hour, do we?
No,
we'll keep it a little over an hour.
Yeah. So today's topic is about life. Okay, laugh. It's
okay, no,
laugh.
we're gonna talk about laugh. Well, we thought it would be fun to kind of discuss, you know, turning 30 and like life in our 30s versus 20s, even though we're still newly into our 30s.
Yeah, like we've just kind of broken into our 30s.
Can you believe it?
No, it's a bit weird. Like it does kind of freak me out. Like I just feel like time's going by so fast. Like, you know, when I went on my big backpacking trip, I was like, in like a year, so pretty much in a year, no, it's almost like 2 years. Okay, a year or two, that's going to be 10 years ago that I went backpacking. Like,
oh my God, that's crazy.
Mind blown.
And Daniel, think about it. We graduated university in 2012. So it has been 8 years. In 2 years, it's going to be 10 years since we graduated university.
I know, it's crazy. Well, no, I graduated in 2011 because remember I graduated the year before you.
So it's almost 10 years since you graduated university.
That is just too much.
Can you believe?
I can't.
Too much. It's so emotional. I remember when it was my 10-year high school graduation, like high school anniversary or whatever. Yeah. What do you call it? 10-year high school anniversary? Is that what it's called?
No, reunion.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got like some kind of email about a reunion and I'm like, I don't even like... I already talked to all my friends from high school that I want to talk to.
I don't know if I've mentioned this before. Like, probably we'll talk about this in another episode as well, about like friends and all this kind of stuff. But like, my thing is like, don't get me wrong. I've met some really good people in high school and I have some good friends still from high school. But like a lot of like my closest friends now that I have though, I met them after high school. Like I met them in university or like other places. So like I have a couple friends, really good ones still from high school. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't necessarily like go back to high school because a lot of those people, like, you know, they're living their lives and whatever, but like, I'm just not, I don't feel as connected to them, I guess. And like,
me too.
I just think the big part
like I have few select friends. Mm-hmm. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's hard because there's actually quite a little lag between when we're talking. Mm-hmm. But anyway, like the biggest thing for me is I think in high school, you're kind of like just forced to be at the same school as people that live in your area. So like not necessarily people that you might not usually hang out with. Maybe you would in your other, you know, in regular life. But then when you go to university and outside of like high school, it's like you actually get to choose who you spend your time with more. It's not like you're just forced because you're in the same classes and in the same school. It's kind of like now you have the opportunity to find people that really like you really mesh well with. At least that was my experience.
No, I agree completely.
Yeah.
And I also think like, yeah, in high school, yeah, you're just kind of in the school. So of course you make friends with your classmates and,
Yeah.
Whoever's there that you can relate to. And don't get me wrong. Again, I also have, some of my closest friends are from, my high school, but I think that's actually quite rare in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think a lot of my friends I also made after high school and in university and in my 20s. And so I remember like when I first started high school in like grade 10, one of my teachers was like, I remember she was like, high school was one of the best 3 years of my life. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is gonna be the best 3 years of my life. And then and now I'm like, that teacher was dead wrong, at least not in my experience. Definitely not the best 3 years of my life.
Exactly. I have to say, like, looking back at my life, like obviously every moment and every period in the 20s, in your university days, whatever, it has its moments. But if I was comparing like when I was actually in like education, it wasn't high school. It was my time in university that I enjoyed the most, for sure. Like so much more than high school. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked high school. University was intense, but I just like loved it. The people I met, it was so interesting. And like I don't know, even the stuff that you're studying in some respects, because it was so much more like, I feel like advanced and really opened your mind to like different theories and all this kind of stuff. It's like, it was actually really stimulating. So for me, that was like and the parties and everything. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess like not everyone goes to university. So maybe for those people, like high school would be like the best time of their lives. I don't know. But I think, a lot of people, especially when you're in high school, you just think like, oh my God, like this is your whole life. This is like everything that you know. But there's so much out like after high school that is like.
So much.
Yeah.
So, like literally, like I think, and this is another thing. Okay, so talking about 20s versus 30s, we're kind of getting into it kind of as we're starting. But like, yes, time's going by really fast. But then if you reflect back, look at your 20s, your 10 years from 20 to 30, and look at like all of the different stuff that you did.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
That's true. There has been a lot.
Exactly. There's so much stuff that you've done in those years that it's like actually, it seemed like, oh my God, it was 10 years ago that we did this and this and this, but it's like also in that time period we've done a lot.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is true. We both lived in London. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so wow, we just talked about high school.
True. We weren't 20 when we were in high school.
Well, we're talking about growing up. Okay. This is like, what is it called? Like coming of age, but like for, adults.
Yeah, it's more like, because you have your teens to your 20s, and now we're in that phase where it's like 20s to 30s. So, I don't know, Rose, is
there a big difference
between 20s and 30s?
What do you think, Daniel?
In some ways, it's hard to say right now because I think we're still so early into our 30s. Do you know what I mean? Like, because we still have another like almost 10 years in our 30s. Do you know? Well, 9 years, right? So it's
Lord,
God damn,
it's gonna go by so fast.
I know. I don't want to think about it that much, but. I actually found this like really good. It's not really good. I've only gone through a little part. Oh,
you found something. Look at you doing your research.
I know. I did a little bit, but it's just like memes of how life changes from your 20s to your 30s. So I thought I could talk you through some of these and get your
talk me through and let me
advice.
tear it apart as usual.
Yeah. Okay. Some of them are quite funny though. I wish I could show them on the thing. Like, I guess I could leave a link or something. But anyway, okay. So the very first one. Hang on. Let me get up to it. Okay. So the very first one is about phone calls, right? So it has a picture of 20s versus 30s. So on the 20s, the person is like, yes, somebody remembered me, super excited about getting a phone call. And then in the 30s, the woman's like, for God's sake, I'm getting another phone call, like, don't call me. So what do you think about that one? The very first meme.
Well, I mean, no one really, like, I don't really get calls. Like, I usually just text. True. But, like, like, similar, I think, like, in the similar sense, like, when you're in your early 20s, like, I'm like, you're like a little bit more social in terms of like you want to talk to everybody and you want to still be, you still have that kind of like high school mentality of like, oh, I want lots of friends. I want to be popular. I want to, at least like that's my experience. But then as you get older, you start to kind of like, narrow down your friend group, narrow down the people that you spend time with because you don't have time to be like,
this is true.
Talking to 20 people at once. So then, so now it's like, I take like 2 days to respond to text messages. It's fantastic. I'm really doing great with my social life.
Yeah.
What about you, Daniel?
No, to be fair, I would agree with that point because it's like, the thing is, it's interestingly like I felt like in my 20s, especially my early 20s, even though like we were in university and doing whatever else, I did have a lot more time. Like I just had more time to like hang
100%.
out with friends, go out partying. I'd always be like, if there was an event on Friday or Saturday, I was there, Whereas now it's like my life does get filled up so much more. Like I just have so much more going on. And also more responsibilities, everything else. And because of that, you're right. You do have to be more selective of the people that you spend your time with. And yeah, like I guess one thing that's changed for me is like, I don't really want to waste it sounds bad, like wasting my time with people that,
are not serving you.
Exactly. Well, exactly. Like in my 20s, I would have hung out with anyone. Like literally I was like, I always use the analogy. I was like a little puppy dog because I was like in university. I was like, I just wanted to be friends with everyone. I wanted to go out with everyone.
Aww.
But now it's like, I feel like,
and you're still kind of like that, but in like a toned down way. Like you're a lot compared to other people. You're still like very social, but you're definitely not like as like like such a social butterfly. I have to make friends with everybody.
Exactly. I actually really enjoy a Saturday or a Friday night in now, where I'm just like, actually, I'm not going out.
You know what? So yesterday I slept at my parents' house. Yesterday was Friday, just putting this out there. Yeah. So I went to go see Nari, and then I went to go see my friends like that live near my parents' house, like Candace, Leslie, and Vanessa. And we hung out at my friend's house for a little bit, and then I probably got home at like midnight. And then this morning, my dad's like, me and your mom were talking, and we realized that you're also now old. You're coming home at midnight. My parents called me old, guys.
Funny.
They're like, yeah, you're starting to get old. You're coming home at midnight. Because before I'd come home at like 3 a.m,
If not later.
If not later. If not, I'll just come home at 7 o'clock in the morning when people are having breakfast.
Yeah. Exactly.
And now I'm like, oh my God, it's 12. I need to sleep.
Exactly.
And 12 is late.
It's funny that you say that because one of the other memes on here, hang on, I'm just going to get to it because there's like so many. It was like, social events. So in the 20s, it would be like, this is so awesome. I made so many friends. This is the picture. And then in the 30s, it's like, I wonder at what time will it be appropriate for me to leave?
Oh my God, this is so me. Well, I mean, no, it depends on the event and it depends on the situation. But that's kind of me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the middle.
Not you though.
I'm not like that yet. But it's, again, we're still early 30s, right? So probably as we get older, like once I'm into my later 30s, I'm probably going to be like that as well. Like where I'm like, because there is even now, sometimes I'll be at an event or a party and I'll just be like, oh, I kind of just want to go home. Like I'm not enjoying this. Like one of the biggest shifts now is like, I used to like going out to like nightclubs and stuff, and I still go sometimes, but like
you still do, don't you?
Yeah, I mean it's the culture here though in Spain as well,
right?
But I actually like I would rather go to. I like going to bars still, but I like it when they're not so crowded. If they're really crowded, I fucking hate it.
Yes,
I'm just like, there's too many people here. It's making me claustrophobic. Get out of my space. Whereas when I was younger, I didn't mind.
Like bars or clubs or both.
Both.
So you don't like crowded anything?
Yeah, that's one
thing
that's
changed.
Same with me.
That's why I don't like clubs anymore. Like, me too, totally. I used to love like crowded, like clubs and bars, and because like you and I were both like pretty, I guess, extroverted in that sense.
Yeah.
And like at least when we were in our early 20s, like we like to like go and like meet people and like, and if I went into like a club and it's like not crowded, I'm like, oh, this place is dead. Like it's bunk. Like we need to get out of here or whatever. Yeah. But now I'm just like, I just want to sit in like a nice, classy bar and make sure there's a seat. I want to be sitting. Okay. I don't want to be standing. Okay. What is standing? Okay. My feet are hurting. My knees are going to, I do not have the patience to be standing. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I hate clubbing now. I used to love clubbing. I was clubbing every weekend since I was like, when I was 18, I went every single weekend to the club. And now I'm like, if I go to a club, I will like want to die.
Yeah, I think for me, again, it's like circumstantial in a sense. Like, okay, here I have been a few times since I've been living in Spain, but like I don't go as much anywhere near like I used to. And even when I was in London, even though I was going out drinking quite a lot, it's like I would go to a pub or something. I never really went to like clubs anymore. And like now, I feel like as I'm getting older, the only time that I think I might actually enjoy it is if I was like on holiday or something. Do you know what I mean? Like
that's true.
If I visit a country,
I was actually thinking about that too.
Yeah, that's the only time I'd really feel like, oh, I'm going to get dressed up and like go see what their nightclubs are like. Like, for example, I went to Budapest last year and they have these famous nightclubs called like temple bars or something.
Okay.
And basically we went to one, and it's like they're old warehouses that have been renovated into like nightclubs.
Oh,
and they have like multiple rooms. And so we went to the biggest one that they have. I can't even remember what it was called. And it was actually such a fun night. Like, yes, it was busy. Yes, it was crowded, but it was such a cool venue. And like, again, it was like in a different country, and it was kind of cool, you know? So
I feel like I went to something like that when I was in Budapest, but that was like 10 years ago. So
you
I don't remember,
because they're very famous.
Yeah.
Like
it was like in a pub crawl situation.
Oh yeah. You definitely would have gone then, like for sure. Like it's on the list.
At that time I was very drunk. By the end of the night. So I don't remember much, but I do remember going to some sort of a club situation.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But seriously, like clubbing. Yeah, no, you're right though. I agree. It's because like I live here where I live, and there's no way in hell I would go clubbing right now. Like if somebody suggests going clubbing, I'd just be like, okay, going home now. But if I were like if I were in Spain, I'm sure I would have gone a couple of times. If I were in Budapest, I'm sure I'll go once or twice. I don't know if I'll enjoy it anymore because, but I'll still probably be a lot more open to going.
Exactly.
Because it's something different.
Exactly. Well, and I think also too, like in London, I think when I move back to Calgary, it's gonna be the same thing. Like I don't even think I would go clubbing in Calgary, to be honest. Like
I don't think we're welcome.
Yeah, we're past the age now. But like it's different because like I don't know. In London, I did go a few more times, but again, like the London scene is very different, and like you could go to like some bars, and it's like, you know, being 30, you'll be the young person in there. Not the young person, but like you wouldn't be like whereas in Calgary, I feel like if you go out to some bars, it's like you're like everyone's 18 and you're like, why am I here?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's kind of like, because we're like, Calgary's kind of like not like a huge city. So people that go clubbing are, you know, very young compared to us now. We're one of those now. I remember the days when I was like, you know, this seems like yesterday when I was like 21 and clubbing and like seeing 25-year-olds thinking how old they were. And
oh God, Rose.
Yeah. And I remember thinking to myself, when I'm 25, I'm probably going to retire from going out or partying or anything like that. And then of course it took me another like few years before I actually I still go out now, but like, again, I go to like a bar, you know, and like sit for a drink.
But I was actually surprised, like pleasantly surprised when I was back in Calgary. We went out to some places and stuff. There's some really nice little kind of sit down bars and stuff now.
Yeah. The sit down bars are nice. The loungy stuff. But then again, sorry, one of my pet peeves is when you're in like a sit down sort of bar and it's supposed to be kind of chill, but they play the music so loud that you cannot hear the other person talking. And I'm just like, what is the point? Because it's not a club and people are sitting. So what do you expect people to do when you play the music so loud? Jeez.
Exactly. We'll just stay at home and have wine, Rose.
Oh my God, do I sound like such a grandma?
Yeah, we're gonna go stay at home, have wine, and reminisce about the old days, you know?
Okay, let's also discuss other aspects of turning 30. What do you think are some changes that you've experienced, Daniel?
Do you want me to keep going through this memes or like?
Sure, it's interesting.
They're quite funny. Like some of them are like, okay, for example, one of them is about injuries, but this one I don't necessarily agree with. So like, for example, this one just shows somebody like getting hit by a car and they're in their 20s and they were fine. And then in their 30s, they have like a neck brace on and they're like, what's up with your neck? And it's like, I slept in a weird position. But like, I don't know about you.
Okay, that's because these people are not healthy.
Exactly. Because this is one of the things I'm very thankful for, like knock on wood, but like, you know, I'm 31 and literally like at the moment, like my body, like, yes, maybe I might get a little bit more tired than when I was in my early 20s. Yeah. Like that's something that, you know, has changed. But other than that, like physically, or like, for example, if I go to the gym, I might be sore for an extra day or like a little bit longer than when I was in my 20s. But like, I don't have any like chronic pain or like, you know, problems getting out of bed in the morning or anything like that. Like,
yeah, is it normal to have that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends. Like, if you had an accident when you were younger, then probably. But like, you would have that. But like, I also think people that don't necessarily like take care of themselves, then they might have like, you know, when they get up, like, you know, people that are in their 30s being like, oh my God, my back is so fucked. It's like,
I know, it's so weird. Well, that's the thing. I think we touched on this in one of the previous episodes, but I do feel like it's like when you don't like, this is the time now when you turn like, you know, late 20s to early 30s, this is when you're going to start seeing the differences between people's lifestyle choices. So you're going to see people that have like, I think that you and I both have pretty good, like, you know, habits other than the drinking. Okay. But, you know, we eat pretty healthy, we exercise, and, you know, maybe we are also blessed physically, and like we're not, and we're also not picky eaters, which we've talked about before, but because we have healthy appetites.
Yeah.
So that shows in like, and I was thinking the same thing the other day. I was like, you know, I don't actually think that I feel physically any different really, compared to when I was like, you know, early 20s. Like maybe, I do get hangovers a little bit more easily, even if I don't drink as much. Yeah. But that's like the only thing that I really feel like it's different. Like if I don't drink, like I am perfectly fine. Getting up. I never have like chronic pain.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 30. Like we're still pretty young. Are we not?
No, exactly. No, I agree. But I mean, they always say like that's one of the biggest differences. And maybe because we're still our early 30s. Like let's see, you know, 5, 10, you know, when we get to our later 30s, how we feel.
Yeah.
But like
this is where it's Sorry. Yeah. Continue.
At the moment where I am right now, and the same for you, is that I don't feel that different from when I was in my 20s, like at all. Like physically, I don't really. Like the only thing, again, maybe a little bit more tired sometimes. And yeah, my hangovers, like now it's like a 50-50. It's like a game of roulette. So like either my hangover will be horrible or it will be like, I'll get up the next day and I'll be fine. So it just depends. Like,
it just depends on how much you drink, right, Daniel?
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't physically feel that much like, I don't know.
This is true.
But I don't know, maybe if we have kids, we'll, you know, our bodies will deteriorate
faster. When we have our family and children and all that kind of fun stuff.
When's that going to happen? Oh God.
Let's not get that's for another episode, Rose, about the pressures of marriage, you know?
Lord. Oh, the pressures of turning. Oh, we need a separate episode on the pressures of getting older and can we write that down, Daniel? Here, I'll write it down. Okay, pressures of getting again, older. Sorry, Rose? Like societal pressures of getting older. I'll write it down.
Are you talking as in like you should be married, you should have kids, you should do this kind of
things
stuff?
Like that. Just like general, like, you know, things that you're supposed to do as you get older, like, oh, you have to do this by this age. And you know how like people always put like, you know, a certain timeline, like I want to get married by this age and I want to have kids by this age. And we can talk about that in a separate episode because there's a lot to say with that topic.
Oh, 100%. I think we have it on the list though somewhere.
Yeah. Gosh, I mean, we could talk about it a little bit here. What do you think, Daniel? Are you pressured?
No, God. I think it's a little bit different for my circumstance. I think there's still pressures though. Like I put the pressures on myself, but again, it's societal expectations as to why I put those pressures on myself. Mm-hmm. And one of them is like, I look back or I reflect as I am now at 31, the ripe young age of 31. And, I definitely thought that my life would be a lot different. Like I thought I'd be in a substantial relationship, maybe have a kid.
Right.
And the only reason I kind of thought that is because, again, the societal pressures is when you're in your 30s, that's what you should be doing, you know?
Yeah.
So, but
and that's the hallmark of success.
Exactly. That's what makes you successful by having a lifelong partner, by being married, by having a house, by having kids. But like, you know, actually, I still want those things.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to look at it in a different aspect because I look at it as actually my successes in life have been different. Like, look at us. We've both done so much traveling and done all this other stuff, which wouldn't have been necessarily been as easy or as possible if we had children.
Yeah. I mean, I think everything is a sacrifice, like you said. Yeah. So like, if you want to have kids, you're also going to be sacrificing other things in your life, and that's okay too. Exactly. And if you don't want to have kids, you're going to be sacrificing the not having kids part, which, you know, you're not going to experience that same thing. And so it's like, as humans, like we want best of all worlds, and that's just impossible. Daniel, you be frozen again.
Oh, goddamn. No,
you be drinking water, ignoring me.
I was drinking water. No, but you said, just read that last sentence that you said. Can you hear me now?
I don't remember, but I can hear you now. You froze for a while, but now it's okay. We're back.
We're back. Okay, good.
So should we, do you want to read me another meme?
Yes, let's go through another meme.
I can't believe we're basing this on memes. I love it.
I know, it's so funny. Well, they're really good though, because like actually the more I go through them,
where'd you find this? What did you search?
I don't even know. I would just probably put like differences between 20s versus 30s or something.
I see. Okay.
So this one we kind of talked about. This is about friends. So it's like showing the 20s, you have like your big gang of friends. And then in the 30s, it's like, this is my only friend, Steve. Please don't die, Steve. So we kind of talked about that already. But this one I think is really good. So this one's like about your beach body. So in the 20s, it shows this like girl in like a bikini. And she's like, maybe I should change. I feel fat. She's like really skinny with like a bikini on and stuff. And then in the 30s, it shows this woman with like unshaved legs and like a bit bigger, and she's like in a really skimpy bikini as well, and she's like, "Make way, people."
This is very true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to some extent, obviously, there's still insecurities when you're
of course.
in 30 as well. But there's definitely, this is one of the best things about turning 30 or like just getting older in general, just the increase in confidence.
It's so nice. And it's weird how it happens. Like, I don't get why. Like, I don't understand why all of a sudden, or not all of a sudden, but as we're getting older, because it's the same for me. Like, when I was younger, I was so self-conscious and so like, and as I'm getting older, I still have those kind of moments where I'm like, oh, like this bathing suit, I'm not sure how I feel in this, or like this shirt makes me look a little big, whatever. But like, it's so much less than when I was younger. Like,
because like when you get older, you just, you increase in confidence just naturally because you're just living on earth more. So you have more life experience. And
True.
I think because of that, like anything, in order to like get more confidence, I feel like a lot of times you just need more experience. So I think that's part of why. And also like you start to, your shift kind of changes based on like, what's more important. Like when you're in your 20s, like you want to impress everybody else. And then you start to kind of like keep, getting older and realizing, okay, maybe this isn't that important. Maybe subconsciously. Anyway, but like it happens to almost everybody.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's like, it's a big thing. Like as you're getting older, you just become kind of more confident.
Don't give a shit.
Exactly. You're more confident within yourself. But you're right. I think that comes with age and it comes with experience and becoming more in tune with like kind of what's important to you, I guess.
Yeah. And who you are. So like you kind of learn more about who you are. And also, I think you also realize like as you get older, you become more realistic. Like when I was like 20, I like wanted to, have like beautiful abs and like look like a fucking model. Like that would be like the dream, And even, I mean, now if somebody gave me that body, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like I'll take it. But you realize, you know what I mean? But then you realize, okay, like I am given this body, whatever I have, so I can do whatever I can. And realistically, I can probably do this much. But if I want to drink on the weekends, then I probably can't get a 6-pack. And that's okay. You kind of just like figure it out as you get older.
Exactly. And you kind of like you said, like you kind of realize also what you value and what's important in life. And like you said, maybe we could, if we really wanted to, we could work out really hard and get those bodies. But at the same time, we love to go out. We love drinking. We love to enjoy food. So we're like, actually, it's not as important to us anymore. So actually, we don't put so much value on it, Like it's still important, but it's like more like we don't feel as self-conscious because it's like, well, I think about the stuff that I'd have to sacrifice to look like that, And I'm like, I'm not willing to.
Yeah. And people just like, everyone gets older and we're all going to get uglier. So
exactly.
I mean, to be fair though, I think I look better than I did when I was 20. So just putting that out there. Do you think that about yourself or do you not?
In some ways, yes. I don't know. There's something like, I think when I was in my early 20s, I was very attractive. So no, I still think I am.
You were very attractive. You were very attractive. I mean, you still are. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And I think you're attractive in a more like a man. You're like a man. Yeah. Whereas back then you were a little Backstreet Boy.
That's true. I was a little Backstreet Boy. That's true. Oh God. No. I do think actually no.
But you were very cute.
I think I've grown into my own. Actually, I do think in the last couple of years I feel a lot more attractive than I used to.
Yes. So at the end of the day, that's also very, very, very important, if not more important. It's like, I don't know how much more attractive I became, which I was pretty ugly back when I was 20. So, it's not, it's not that hard to become more attractive from
Rose.
that.
Come on.
But no, I look back at my pictures. I'm like, I actually look older at that time. I need to show you some pictures of like when I was younger.
Yeah,
I'm like an ugly duckling, Now I'm a swan.
No, I remember you always being very hot, Rose. Like I always remember, like one of my friends when she first met you. It was actually at this. It was like first year of uni. I remember I did that like. What's it called? It was like a fundraiser for like One World or whatever. It was at that photo gallery, and there was like a bunch of people. and you had volunteered for me, or like you were helping with the thing.
Yes, I remember this
and
event.
my friend was there,
yes.
and I remember she like met you for the first time, and she was like, "Oh my God, your friend Rose is so gorgeous," because you had like this black bob, and you were all like sleek and sexy. So you have always been hot, Rose. Like, don't even.
Oh my God, this is not true. I will pull up some pictures.
Okay.
Like maybe I wasn't ugly. Okay,
one.
like let me just like I'll put it out there. Like maybe I wasn't ugly, but there were definitely times in my life when I was like, not that attractive.
Yeah.
I do think I improved. Okay, just overall I improved. So, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, here's some really good ones. Okay, so I have some more memes on this little meme train that we're on.
Oh my God, I love this meme reaction.
Oh God, it's just so good. So the next one is making plans. This is titled Making Plans. So in your 20s, it's these two people talking, and they're like, I got an extra ticket to Berlin, flight's in 3 hours, you in? And the other person's like, hell yeah. And then in the 30s, the one woman goes up to this other woman at work and is like, want to grab a beer after work? And the woman turns to her and says, sure. Does the year 2022 sound good?
This is so true. It's so hard to make plans.
It's very true. Like now it's like crazy. Like, I mean, I'm kind of in a weird situation at the moment in Spain because it's like, I feel like I'm on a holiday and everyone else is in the same bucket as me. So we can like easily, like I could text someone right now and be like, do you want to go for drinks later? Well, maybe not now because it's like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
But like, I know when I was in London, like making plans with anyone, like it was like, okay, when can you hang out? Oh, and maybe in 3 weeks. Oh no, I'm busy that weekend. What about in a month? Like it was like crazy.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, it's so true. And like, especially if you're trying to make friends with like multiple people, like good luck. Anytime me and my friends try to get together, we're like, okay, so like, does this day work? And then it's like, no, I have this thing. I have this thing. I have this thing. Yeah. And then, oh my gosh, so funny.
It's crazy as hell. Oh, this is a really good one too. The next one. Oh my God. So the next one. So the next one
Come on, Daniel, lay it on me.
It's called The Dating Pool.
Oh God.
And in the 20s, it's this guy jumping off of a diving board into a pool full of like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And then on the 30s, it's the, I don't know what the character is. It's like Deadpool or something.
I don't know.
It's basically a single guy just standing there by himself.
Oh no.
For the dating pool.
Oh God.
I don't know if I've ever told you this story about one of my friends. So she's a year or two older than us. And she told me the funniest thing. So we were talking to her the other day, and I think she's still single. I'm not sure. She was dating someone, but I'm not sure if they're still dating. Anyway, we were talking, and she was like, you know what, Daniel? And this was a little while ago. And she was like, you know what, Daniel? I'm waiting for round 2. And I was like, what do you mean round 2? And I think I've told this to you, Rose. And she was like, well, round 1 is like when we're in our 20s, everyone's single, everyone's kind of dating. And then round 2 is when we get to our 30s and all those eligible bachelors are now starting to get divorced and they're back on the market. I was like, oh God. So basically they're damaged goods.
Aren't we all damaged goods at this point?
Yeah. Oh God, Rose.
Oh my God. That is, you know what? I mean, yeah, you have told me that before. And there's so much truth to it. It kind of hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
But like, it does. Like, even think about it. Like, if you're out at a bar, let's just pretend you're at a bar and somebody's like hitting on you, this beautiful guy, whatever. What is one of the first things you do now that you're in your 30s? You check for a wedding ring. I never used to do that in my 20s. Like, I would never be like,
oh my God, that's so true.
Exactly. So that's a big difference between your 20s and your 30s. It's like when you're in your 30s.
Yeah, you start like thinking, yeah, totally. And when you're in your 20s, you're like thinking about, you're just like, like, oh, like this guy's cute. Like maybe I'll talk to this guy or like, go on some dates, like whatever. It's cool. It's like chill. Now I'm like, okay, so like, is he going to be the father of my children? Like, is he going to, like,
no pressure.
Is this guy an eligible bachelor? Like, what does his apartment look like? Is he clean? Does he have a future? Like, what?
Oh my God, Rose, that's such a big one too. It's like, is there because especially now, like,
is there a future?
20s, yeah. Well, that, but also now that we're in our 20s, we're in our 30s. Before, like, if you met this guy and you went back to his place and it wasn't the most organized, it wouldn't be such a big deal. Like, it would still be a little bit, but you would kind of do like whatever. We're all university, whatever else. But then, or in like first starting our jobs. But now, if I like went with somebody to their house and their house was an absolute sty, I would be like, no. This is done.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time on this guy because, next guy could be my future husband. So
well, exactly. Like,
it's so true. And like now it's annoying because like sometimes like it is good to just date like just for the fun of it. And like that's something that's great about like, you know, when you're in your like early 20s or maybe in your teens, you're just like, you know, you're just having fun and you're just kind of like seeing somebody and like, oh, like if you click, like that's cool. But now it's like, even if you click, you're like, okay, but like, do we want the same things? Do we want, you know, does he want kids? Do you want kids? You know, does he want to live here? Do you want to live here? Do we have to live together? Like this, it just becomes so serious and it like sucks so much fun out of like just kind of, you know, enjoying each other's company. Anyway, that's for another podcast.
It is. God damn. And I do think also too, like, I was just thinking about this the other day about, well, this, and again, this can be like, we need to do like another dating one. I feel like we're always talking about dating.
Oh my God. I know.
But like, I was thinking about this and like, you know, when you travel and stuff and like you meet somebody on holidays or something happens, you know, like when I went to Barcelona or just kidding.
The holiday romance.
Yeah. And then it's like now, because now it's everything's so international. It's like, pardon me. Sorry.
Oh, damn. Daniel just burped. Lord.
Oh God, this is why I'm single. No. But like, what am I trying to say? Now that it's like, you could meet somebody abroad and then it's like, oh, you now that when I was in my 20s, I might be like, oh, this could happen, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm getting into my 30s and I'm just like, you start thinking about those things. Like, okay, if I was to pursue this, what do? Do I move to the city or do they move here? Or like, what happens?
It all becomes so real.
Exactly. Because you're like, okay, well, what do I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh God. It like sucks all the fun. Cause I'm like, yeah, because then now if you get into something, then it's like, it gets messy if you like end it. Whereas like back then you're just like, oh, it's over. Like whatever. Exactly. Whereas like now it's like, oh my God, like, is he going to be my future? And then if not, I have to like, you know, oh God.
Yeah. I hear you.
Anyways. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay. Here's another.
So are you waiting for the divorce man, Daniel?
I must have to be. No. I think for my circumstance is slightly different. So, but I mean, actually, maybe it could be. It could be that my significant other is going to get divorced from his wife or whoever else when he figures out his, you know, his sexuality. And
and
then end up with me. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not holding my breath. I've been single for goddamn so long. I just feel like.
Oh God.
But that'd be for another podcast, Rose.
Seriously.
A dating sensation podcast. So the next one was about, I mean, some of these are a little stupid, but like this one's about concerts. So this was showing concerts in your 20s versus your 30s. So the person in their 20s is like right at the front of the stage, like rocking out right next to the singer. And then the person in the 30s has like those special glasses. And they're sitting way at the back in a seat, just like watching the band from afar.
Oh my God, this is so true. I mean, this is making someone in their 30s sound so lame.
Yeah. Well, not really. It's like, I think one of the biggest shifts, and actually this goes to another meme that there was about like accommodation and stuff. I think that as you get older, so in your 20s, you're not that worried about being uncomfortable and whatever else. Whereas in your 30s, you start to value comfort and like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know, one of the things that really bothers me now, especially here in Spain, is like a lot of the bathrooms in the bars are really, really disgusting.
Oh, ew.
And like, in my 20s, like I would be like, it would still be gross, but I'd just be like, whatever, I can just, you know, do my business and go. Whereas now I'm like, oh, I kind of want to go somewhere else where there's a nicer toilet. Yeah. You know, I can sit down. Even at the concert, it's like I can sit at the back, maybe have a beer or a snack, and there's not, you know, I can just chill. Versus being right up at the front and having people like pushing behind you and everything. Like,
yeah, and like get all sweaty and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
It's true. You value comfort. And even like when you're traveling too, like I remember like in our 20s, I always stayed in hostels, like no matter what, even if and I tried to pick like the cheapest one for the, obviously not like the ones that are like horrible reviews, but cheapest for the, you know, best value ones. And now I'm just money, oh my God. Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? I'll spend a little extra on a nicer accommodation where I can have, you know, a comfortable bed.
Well, and that was in one of the memes as well. It was like talking about like, you know, showing somebody camping versus like the person like is in an Airbnb being like, where's the plug-in sockets? Where's the Wi-Fi? Where's the, you know what I mean? Like,
it's so true.
And to be honest, like, yeah, that's a big shift for me because I used to do the same thing when I was in my 20s traveling. It was like the cheapest accommodation I could find relative, right? And yeah, I would just like, whereas now I'm like, okay, I'll spend an extra $10 a night to know that I have a nice hot shower, to know that I have like working electrical sockets and I'm not sharing a room with like 16 other people. Whereas before I'm like, no, I'll save the $10. I don't mind.
Yeah. Do you still stay in hostels now, Daniel, when you travel?
No, I mean, when's the last time I've stayed in a hostel?
When's the last time?
I think I did stay in one 2 years ago. And the only reason I did is because the time that I was going to this city, I was supposed to stay at a friend's house, a friend's parents' house.
Yeah.
But they accidentally booked it out in their Airbnb. So it was unavailable. And there was a bunch of us supposed to go. Everyone canceled except for me because I had already booked the time off work, already booked the flights. And I was like, you know what? I might as well go. But everything, because it was during La Feria, so it's a big festival, it was in Malaga. And because of that, all the accommodation was so expensive. Even the hostel, the hostel I stayed at was 8 people in the room. And I think that was like £50 a night.
Oh my God, in Malaga. It's so in Spain.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
That's a lot.
And it was because of La Feria.
Yeah.
Like the week after that I was gone, it was like €15 a night or something ridiculous. You know, like it was just because that weekend is so busy. So yeah, that was the last time I stayed in a hostel. All the other times it's been like, I love Airbnb.
I know, it's so comfortable. I don't know if I can do hostels. I mean, I'm sure I would if like, I'm sure like I'm not like completely against it. And I think there are definitely, you know, it could be good. But if I had the choice, I probably would not.
And the thing is like, I think nowadays too, we're kind of spoiled for choice in a sense that like you can get an Airbnb for essentially like, especially if there's a group of you traveling, like if me and you went traveling, it might even be almost cheaper for us to get an Airbnb and room in a nice place than versus us both paying for a bed in a hostel. So like,
I know
you get so much more kind of value for your money. Oh God, you just went all
I heard
green.
though the Airbnb, whoa, did I? Am I still green?
I don't know what the hell going on, Rose.
So
with the
weird.
Visualization.
I also heard though that Airbnb is like really bad for
local economies.
I don't know, for a lot of local economies because it's fucking people over in terms of like no one wants to rent out their apartment because they make so much more money through Airbnb.
Exactly. Well, that's
especially in Spain, I hear.
No, it's really bad. Like, for example, when I first moved here, so I was kind of lucky in this place that I got, even though the place, there's things that I don't like about it. And I kind of wish I took a bit more time finding somewhere. But this place, I booked through Airbnb. And then the owner was like, oh, if you want to stay for longer, we can create this into a rental, which I don't even know if they're supposed to do that.
Oh, I see.
But anyway, I did that. But in Murcia, here, there's a lot of Airbnbs, but there's not a lot of rentals. So like people that are coming here, like students and everything else, they're struggling to find places to rent, but there's a ton of Airbnbs. So and it kind of like, it's just the same. It was like in Lisbon and a bunch of other places as well, is like, there's too many Airbnbs that people, there's not enough rental. Like think about London as well. They've started putting like restrictions in certain cities where like you can only, I can't remember what the rule is, but it's like you can only, I should Google it. It has to do with how much you can rent your place out on Airbnb per year.
Right.
So I think London has a restriction now where you can only do it for like a month or two.
Right. Because people are now like, it's just getting too out of hand, basically.
Exactly. It's like too many people are like, I'll make way more on Airbnb. And they'll just do that. And then it kills the rental market. So.
Yeah. Oh, God. All of these little conveniences always have such a downside to them.
Yeah, there's like a pros and cons, right? It's like, you know, obviously we like to use it because it's good for us in many ways. Like, you know, you get great accommodation. Look at all the places we've stayed that have been amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
But then there's that downside. Same with Uber though as well, right? Like we use Uber because it's cheap, especially in London. It was like half the price of taking a regular taxi. Yeah. And then what does that do? It puts other people out of jobs, or it puts, you know, there's two sides to both coins or whatever.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah.
What's next, Daniels?
Shall we do one more of the meme-ation?
One more meme.
One more
what else? What else? Meme.
Meme. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, a few of these, okay, I don't know if one of them is about winter fashion.
Give me the best. Oh, winter fashion. Okay.
Yeah.
Do it.
So winter fashion, so there's two people that are like dressed not appropriately for the weather. And the one guy is like, why aren't you wearing a hat? It's freezing. And the girl goes, because it will mess up my hair. This is in the 20s. And then in the 30s, it has this person like so ridiculously bundled up with like a scarf, hats, everything. And is like, oh, I'm so toasty in here because the person doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, we just don't give. Yeah, you know what? This is the thing. This is the main takeaway from just getting older and getting into your 30s. It's like the amount of fucks given just like decreases by like so much. Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
No, I was going to say, and the amount of, I think it goes hand in hand with that, the amount of fucks given, and also the amount, and we talked about this a lot of times, is how much we value comfort. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And again, we value the comfort, so we don't give a fuck if we're like going outside and we look ridiculous. Like, we're warm, so you know what? Bite me.
Yeah. But I also think, it's because it's like a, what do you call it? A snowball effect of you value, you give less of a fuck because you have more confidence. And then because of that, you value the comfort. And because you don't give a fuck, you don't give a shit about, what people are going to think when you're, comfortable. And, near my condo, there's a club that a lot of young people go to. And sometimes I walk by it. And when I'm like on my way home, no, Commonwealth.
Oh,
have you been?
Yeah.
I think it opened. Okay. Anyways. And like, usually it's like when I'm going home, that's when people start lining up. And like last time it was like, I remember it was like snowing and it was like really cold. And there's these like girls just like not even wearing jackets and just like, they were wearing like short skirts and they were like running to the club. And I'm like, oh my God, I used to do that. And that looks miserable. Like there's not even a part of me that wants to ever repeat that ever again. And I'm just like, and I used to do that to save like $2 on coat check.
Oh my God. I did the same. Like, I remember specifically one New Year's Eve, I going out with a bunch of people and me and my friend, she was wearing like a really short skirt and heels and I was wearing like just a dress shirt and dress shoes. And we were leaving the club. We went to, I think, the Whiskey or something and we left. And I remember it was so cold out and it was so hard to get a taxi because everyone was like trying to flag taxis and there was like, it was chaos. And I remember us like walking around in the like slushy, icy snow. And now like looking back, I was like, I would never do that again. Like I would
Where was your jacket?
I didn't bring a jacket because I didn't want to pay coat check.
Oh my God. Okay, I wouldn't do that extreme because the only time I did that is like if the car would like we would leave a car, like leave a jacket in the car, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember. Actually, maybe I would have done that. I don't know. We're crazy.
I think probably you would have when we were in uni and stuff. It's like
That's true.
I was counting those dollars like they'd be like,
I know. It's like $2 and we're like, no, we must save it.
The sad thing is I wouldn't pay the $2 for the coat check, but I'd pay like $40, $50 on drinks. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. It's like, why are we? Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so stupid, but we all did it, I think.
Exactly. It was like one of the things that we did back in the day, back in our 20s.
Yeah.
And I think
what's next? Do we have another one?
We have another one. Well, some of these I don't think this one's as accurate, but it's like Netflix and chill. So it shows two different pictures. So the Netflix and chill. Oh my God. Netflix and chill in the 20s is this couple like obviously hooking up. And then in the 30s, it's the couple watching Netflix, having like popcorn and like chocolate.
Well, I mean.
I don't
know. I think, that's a little less accurate. Well, actually, maybe I don't know. It depends on your situation.
Exactly. I guess so. I guess it depends on a lot of things. Like, I just don't think like if I be with my man and we be Netflixing and chilling, I don't know. I guess if it's been
there'd be no popcorn.
I guess if it's been a long week and everyone's feeling tired, then okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that meme is more like, I guess
for couples, for long-term couples.
Exactly. And you're right. Like, cause once you're in your 30s, your life is like so much busier. So it's like, you do get tired more often. So it's like, you might be more likely to actually just be like, let's just watch a movie and actually just relax. Cause I'm tired.
Yeah. Exactly. So, we're just old. We're getting old. Our bones are fragile,
Oh, goddamn roses. I'd be scared.
Oh, goddamn.
So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, the other ones are just okay. There was another one about amusement parks, and it was showing the person on the roller coaster, like in their 20s, are like go faster, and then in their 30s, like on like a little kid ride, they're like being sick.
Oh, I've never liked roller coasters, so I can't relate. What about you, Daniel? Can you relate?
The thing is, I used to love roller coasters, like when I was younger, and like water slides and things like that. But like to be honest, like I haven't actually been on one for like. I haven't been to an amusement park for like years.
In a long time.
So I don't know what it would be like for me to actually go anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I would feel
Really? Now. Do you remember when the last time you went to an amusement park was?
I think I was like 26 or 27. And it was in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like the last
and did you
time.
go on a bunch of rides at that time?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm sure you'd be fine doing rides.
Yeah, I went on some roller coasters. I mean, they were scary and stuff, but I still went on them. And like the one.
Do you like love them?
No, I don't like love them as much as I used to.
I've always hated them.
Yeah.
I don't understand people that enjoy roller coasters or like scary rides. It's not my thing.
One of the things I used to love, so I remember back, this is like years and years ago. This is when I was in like junior high. There used to be this like carnival that would come to, you know how sometimes they would set up these carnivals in like the parking lots of like Deerfoot Mall or like, you know, one of the malls. Okay. So there was one that used to be set up near my house, and they always would have this one ride called the Zipper. And I flippin' love this ride.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
Yeah. And I remember.
What do you like about it? Like, I never understood why people enjoy this.
I don't know. It's just a feeling. You get this like feeling of like, for example, on some roller coasters, you get like a feeling of like free falling almost and stuff. Like it's crazy.
Oh my God. I hate that feeling. See, that's what I hate the most. And you know, people always look at me and they're like, when I tell them this, they're like, you look like you would be like, you would love roller coasters. You look like you would love scary rides. Like you seem like that type of person. And like, but I tell them, I'm like, I actually have like a fear.
Yeah. You're like,
I genuinely, I'm the girl in the merry-go-round. Like that's what I'm doing at the amusement park.
God damn. So I think that's basically wraps up our differences between 20s and 30s. What do you think, Rose?
Oh God. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more we can talk about, but I think we're going to probably save it for a separate episode where we talk about, you know, the pressures of, getting older.
I think that'll be a good one.
You know?
Because there's so many like societal pressures now. I mean, there always has been, but like, it'll be interesting to kind of go into those. There always have been. Yeah.
Go in depth in our conversation. Because we are always fighting the pressures, aren't we, Daniel?
We are, yeah. we're rebels against the pressures. So
oh God damn,
I'm trying to be.
I feel like a part of us wants to conform and a part of us does not want to conform.
Exactly.
So there's a conflict there.
It's a conflict of interest. It's hard, and I'm always struggling through that battle. Damn. You know, I go back and forth like crazy with everything.
Oh God. Sometimes I feel like these are therapy sessions. We're talking through our problems.
God damn, we're talking through our problems. You know what you know, I have to say, that's just like a little side note, but one thing I'm really excited for about our podcast, like one thing, like, well, this has been super fun, like doing this and stuff. But one thing like I think will be kind of cool and exciting is once we start like getting some guests on, and like I really am looking forward to that part of it and like finding out other people's perspectives, because like obviously it's fun chatting with you, but like me and you, we have these discussions a lot. Do you know what I mean? So like we kind of know, and we have our viewpoints and stuff, which are, you know, sometimes different, sometimes similar, but it's so cool to like also get other people's perspectives and things like that. So I cannot wait. And that's obviously something in the future, but like that's
in the future.
Yeah. In the hopefully the near,
but that would be
future.
so fun.
Yeah. Like I think
when you come back, if you ever do, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, we be talking about that in another episode, Rose. God damn, the pressures.
Oh, God damn. The pressures of conforming to society.
We talk about societal pressures, but also, guys, I haven't mentioned the Rose pressures as well. Oh, God damn, they be scarier than society. I am just like a big thing of pressure. Yeah. She be putting pressure on me like a goddamn pressure cooker.
Oh my God.
I'm a explode in a minute.
I'm a tiger mom, okay? I be a tiger mom to use.
Amen. Ain't that the truth?
I be a tiger friend, okay?
That's true. So,
anyway, do we have a vegan nugget today?
Oh God, actually, I haven't even thought of a vegan nugget.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even know what kind of advice we've already given. That's the problem.
I remember quite a few of them. Like one of them was about being prepared. One of them is about being, checking out cheap, lazy vegans recipes. One of them was about how to bring it up with your friends and family. Not how to bring it up, but like... what else? Tofu. I really liked your tofu hack. That was really good.
Oh, the tofu hack. Yes.
Oh, I have another.
Have you got one, Daniel?
I have a hack.
Okay. What's your vegan nugget? Oh, you have a vegan hack.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that we've talked about, I think, in one of your videos or something like years ago. But one of the coolest hacks that I thought was amazing was the chocolate cake Coca-Cola hack.
Oh, yes. Okay. So if you've been around in the vegan community for a while, you probably know this. But if you're new, you can tell the story, Daniel.
Yeah. So basically, one of the easiest and like the best hacks ever is the chocolate cake. Well, it doesn't have to be chocolate cake, but let's just use chocolate cake as an example.
Cake in a box.
Yeah,
box
cake in a box, basically. Box cake. But again, just double check the ingredients, but most of them are vegan, I think, majority of them. So check the ingredients, but buy a box cake, and instead of using like the traditional like eggs and milk or whatever you mix in the box, just get a can of Coca-Cola. This like blew my mind. Okay, honestly, this blew my mind. So I didn't believe this hack, right? Rose actually is the one that told me over the phone because I had to make these cupcakes for work. And I was like, oh, Rose, how am I going to do this? And you're like, just get a can of Coca-Cola. And I was like, what? And then Rose was like, do you watch my videos?
I was just going to say, I was going to be like, Daniel, do you not watch my videos?
I know. I preempted it. You see, I told you I'd be under the pressure cooker of Rose for years.
Rose the pressure cooker.
Yeah. And I remember getting this cake mix, dumping the can of Coke in, and it starts like bubbling up into this like kind of weird mess. And I was like, okay, this does not seem right. But I got the whisk out and I just like mixed it up, and then it turned into like perfect cake batter. It was the weirdest thing. Yeah. Then I put it into little.
It's because there's like that. It's like the carbonation and
sodium
the sugar.
Bicarbonate
so you
or
don't.
something.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, but it works.
But it made like the perfect, and the cupcakes were so moist and like just perfect. I was like, this is amazing. This is like the best hack that Rose has ever shown me.
Okay, well, I have my vegan nugget that negates this one. My nugget is it doesn't negate it, but it is to try to follow Daniel's dropping shit all over the place.
God damn.
It's to try and follow. Listen to me, Daniels, okay?
I'm listening.
Try and follow a healthy, whole foods, plant-based diet for the majority of the time, okay? That means a balanced diet of enough calories, but try to focus on the whole foods, not eating too much processed foods, because it ain't healthy to be eating cake mix and soda every day. Coca-Cola.
I'm going to have it every day.
It's good for moderations, but vegan diet does not mean that it's healthy. So you have to eat whole foods plant-based for 80% or 90% of your diet.
Well, thank you, Rose.
This is how Daniel's voice clip sounded like, just putting it out
was
there.
Like that. You giving a little preview. God damn, on the recordation.
Honestly, you guys, you have to let us know if this is annoying as fuck because actually, I can't promise if we'll stop. We probably won't.
No,
but
we won't.
Do let us know if you find it annoying or if you find it hilarious. Let me know. Because sometimes I feel like we're the only ones that find this funny.
Yeah.
Or we can do an entire episode talking like this.
Oh, God. I don't think I can do it for a whole episode, Rose. I think I'll crack.
Daniel, we gotta practice, okay?
Oh God,
we can talk in different accents. How about we do this accent and then we do another accent and we mix it back and forth in one episode. Mix and match the British and this one. You know.
Oh God. God damn, Rose. That'd be a task and a half. Well, we'll see. We'll see how things go, you know?
Oh my God. We should do just like literally an episode where we only talk in a different accent to like what our normal accent.
We can try.
That would be the most annoying episode on the face of this planet, but it would be so fun for us, I think. I think we would have such a great time.
We would laugh. Everyone else would be like, I think we might unsubscribe from your podcast now.
But this is the reality. This is genuinely probably how we actually talk when we're together. We probably talk in accents more than we talk in our normal.
I mean, yeah.
Anyways,
accurate.
let us know if that's something that you would be interested in. If not, then you can tell us as well. Okay.
Exactly.
But don't be mean.
Yeah. And as always, little plug at the end. Be sure to check us out on Instagram. Follow us at the SaVeg Podcast. Also, we do have a YouTube channel, so check it out. Subscribe. We do post video versions of the podcast, so you can see our beautiful faces in there.
Beautiful faces.
Exactly. So be sure to interact with us on there, send some comments, and as always, the podcast will be on a platform near you. So, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you check us out, we'll be on there, the SaVeg Podcast. And lastly, as we mentioned in this episode as well, for exclusive content and to get these episodes a week early, be sure to check us out on Patreon. It's patreon.com/the SaVeg Podcast. And one thing to note as well, while I'm plugging everything,
Oh, goddamn, Daniel, this is way too many plugs. Okay.
Do you think I need to
continue.
cut this? No, I was just going to say, when you spell SaVeg, it's not like savage. It's like SaVeg.
EG.
Yeah.
But I think people can see that when they search for our podcast on the current platform that they're listening to at this moment.
Very true. Oh, goddamn, Rose. Goddamn. Okay, I apologize for all the
I be savage as hell, okay?
As
but
always.
He's right. Go check us out on all those platforms. We are available for you, okay? We are also on Patreon. We do extra bonus episodes every month, okay? You don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
Which we're going to record this very soon.
Yes. All right.
All right, you guys.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And yeah, more great content from the SaVeg podcast coming your way. Have a fantastic
Tell
week.
your friends. Tell your family.
Yes. Tell your friends and family. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.